I don't know. I really don't know what the WWE is going to do with LA Knight going forward. What is LA Knight's next move? I'm Sancho West, and I'm the #1 LA Knight fan on the Wrestling School podcast. And welcome to Sancho West Wrestling, where we talk about love for wrestling. In this episode, we're going to talk about LA Knight and what's next for LA Knight. And these kind of videos are your fancy, which they sure are, because you're being fed the algorithm. Be sure to subscribe for more. But man, as you know, or you may not know, but I think LA Knight is one of the most interesting cases of the current WWE roster. Someone who is definitely beloved, who gets the pops, who gets the cheers, but is just seemingly hit and found the glass ceiling so fast. We're talking about LA Knight, who got himself over organically, got to the point where the WWE put him on the fast track and faced Roman Reigns, and then in a match where, of course, the bloodline interference happened, all of a sudden, LA Knight goes to the back of the line. Now, the one thing that I've noticed is that where things kind of no vote of confidence from the WWE is when Cody Rhodes was recruiting for his Survivor Series War Games match, and LA Knight was not a part of it, despite LA Knight being there. There was a times where you had Cody Rhodes, and when Randy Orton returned, all of a sudden, LA Knight on Smackdown went to the background and was like a little brother, even despite being one of the oldest members on the roster. Now, you may be saying, Sancho, LA Knight's old. There's no way that LA Knight would be given a heavyweight title or the undisputed title. Well, look at DDP. I mean, that's usually the most brought up wrestler when you're comparing the two between LA Knight and DDP, is that DDP got his run when he was in his 40s, and why not LA Knight can have the same kind of impact in the business? And that's the most alarming thing to me, is that LA Knight has been running out of lives. He's like probably on his 8th life when it comes down to how many opportunities he's going to get. Now, you may be saying, like, Sancho, he's been given opportunities and hasn't even coming through. But I think what's happening is LA Knight gets those opportunities. He cuts a solid promo about those opportunities, and he doesn't deliver. And that's what's hurting him the most. He's had so much. He had a fatal 4-way at one point that he had an opportunity to beat Roman. He's get those moments at Elimination Chamber, and then he gets screwed by AJ Styles, who flew across the world. He gets screwed over by Logan Paul. And then recently at Money in the Bank 2025, he gets screwed over by Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker, part of Seth Rollins' thing. I knew when Seth Rollins was announced for Money in the Bank, LA Knight's chances for winning the Money in the Bank were lowered. In fact, the only thing that was increased was LA Knight's opportunity to winning the Money in the Bank's hope spot. You know that spot where you're like, oh my God, the one that we're favored, the one that we love, the one that we want to win the most, gets really close to get the Money in the Bank, and all of a sudden it all goes for naught. It's like the blue shell in Mario Kart when you're seeing someone who's worked so hard to get to the front of the pack, and then all of a sudden, bam, gets always sent to last place. It is not a personal thing that I'm going through with Mario Kart World. I'm doing my best to win. And so is LA Knight. LA Knight is absolutely doing his best. He is the workhorse of the WWE. Recently, the WWE has been kind of promoting that he's been the most wrestled matches throughout the year, and that he is holding that record down, and he is far and away leading the pack. Not only does he wrestle and show up on Smackdown every week, but he also appears in dark matches for Monday Night Raw. So he is traveling all over the country, all over the world, dare I say, to be the best of his kind of like amongst his peers. He's showing out, he's showing up to work. And yet he has yet to be rewarded any kind of, I don't know, a belt. I mean, the United States title, sure, he held that belt, but immediately when he won that belt, didn't really have any great feuds with Nakamura. Didn't really go so well. I mean, he earned that belt over Logan Paul. That was a very nice way to win something that was being stagnant for 70 days on Logan Paul's shoulder. But after that, and then I think I really truly believe the issue with LA Knight is that he's on Smackdown. When they did the last draft, I was like, bro, the only way LA Knight could have a lifeline is that if he gets drafted to Raw, because Raw, there's so much room for movement. I've always said this on the podcast, and I've said this so many times, is that on Smackdown, the United States title jump up to the undisputed title is such a vast jump. It is an unrealistic jump that you would say that the United States holder who, like, say they loses, they drop the belt, could say automatically I'm going to go over the undisputed title. all that gap too vast. But on Monday Night Raw, you could challenge for the Intercontinental, and then you could lose and then still go after the heavyweight. Thinking of the Gunthers of the world, the Braun Breakers of the world. They have these opportunities that are not afforded to LA Knight. Now, LA Knight does have a huge responsibility on SmackDown. He could be a star holding it down, but when a bigger star shows up, LA Knight goes to the back of the room, and it happens time and time again. So, the only left lifeline, there's 2 opportunities left for LA Knight, maybe 3. If he does get picked up and transferred over to Monday Night Raw, that'd be huge. He would have new, fresh feuds. He would have an opportunity to be on the microphone. Granted, you lose 30 minutes on the broadcast, so maybe that hurts LA Knight, but LA Knight would have some new feuds and fresh new material to work with in terms of who he's going to be able to go up against the Intercontinental, or dare I say, Jey Uso at the time of this recording. All those is on the table. The next one is to be the king of the ring. Now, I do see that most likely happening. The way that the WWE likes to tip their hand, if they're already calling him the workhorse, he could call himself the workhorse, and he could work his way up and win the king of the ring and then get that title shot. Another opportunity would be the Royal Rumble winner. We're seeing the effects of what happens if you win the Royal Rumble like Jey Uso. You have an opportunity to get a title shot and, dare I say, maybe become champion. So those are the 3 opportunities. Now, what I need the WWE to consider, and maybe LA Knight to consider, is to change the promos. Now, WWE tends to let you say, like, hey, this is the underdog. I love an organic underdog. I think the WWE should now let LA Knight say, hey, I'm the underdog. I know you guys get tired of me coming out here calling my shot and I fail, but that's what life is. I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to back down. I'm going to keep going for it, because that's what being a human being does. And this opportunity and this cutting this promo could resonate with the fans at home and in the live crowd, showing that this is a guy who has the odds up against him, that constantly loses in dirty ways, and he's still going at it. He's still showing up to work. It's kind of like a blue collar way of kind of just talking about LA Knight. But I think like if we could reach this layer of humanity with sympathy with LA Knight, he would be a well-rounded wrestler, a well-rounded pro superstar, so to speak, and that we could start to really connect with LA Knight. Then we would kind of slowly dissipate this vibe of he's a Stone Cold and Rock wannabe, that he's just a mix, he's a throwback to the Attitude Era, and now he's his own man. Again, his story is so unique to the WWE roster. This man done it all. He's done in commercials, he's gone in different promotions, he's done indie, he's worked his way up to the top, and he keeps not grabbing it. And I think that WWE needs to utilize this character and utilize this story a lot stronger, because it's something closer to home rather than I want to grow up and be WWE champion. I mean, all of us had this dream when we were a kid, but unfortunately that dream dissipates when maybe we don't have the athleticism, maybe we don't have access to pro wrestling, maybe we just don't have the ability or the time commitment to be able to become a pro wrestler. Those are the kinds of dreams that are always great to fantasize about, but the constant struggle, dealing with setbacks, overcoming the odds, chasing dreams that are always so close to you, those are the things that we could resonate with as fans. And I think if the WWE can lean more into that, we could reach a whole new level of admiration with LA Knight. So most likely on SmackDown, LA Knight's going to come out and he's going to keep being his bravado self, but I'm hoping that the WWE kind of pulls that curtain back, let LA Knight be a little bit more vulnerable, and let the world in to what is really LA Knight thinking about all these setbacks. Thank you so much for watching. If you like more of these videos, sub for more. Adios.